I call the Honourable Member Melissa Lee. Annyeonghaseyo.
Annyeonghaseyo, Mr. Speaker. It is a great pleasure to rise to speak on this third reading of the Families Commission Amendment Bill. But before I actually get onto the bill, I'd like to address some of the comments that was actually mentioned by the Speaker who just took his seat. He did actually say that it was amazing. He used that word quite a lot. And I have to agree with him. It is amazing that that member could stand there and talk about the conflicts of interest. He did actually say that this commission was riddled with political conflicts. Let me put some facts to the House. When that member was with the Families Commission, he was in fact the Chief Families Commissioner. Not just a commissioner, he was the Chief Families Commissioner in 2008. And when he became a member of the Labour Party, and he was actually on the Labour list, he was actually elected in November of 2008. How many months before that election did he actually stand down from his position as the Chief Families Commissioner? It was actually only about 2 or 3 months. And he is talking about someone who's not even a candidate in the election that's coming up in September, that there is actually a conflict of interest. I have to say that is amazing. That is so rich coming from that member. And I have to say, Mr. Speaker, I hate talking about friends across the House, because I have known Dr. Rajan Prasad for many, many years. But I really hate the fact that he actually believes, it's very sad that he believes that there is a conflict of interest when he himself, as the Chief Commissioner, did not declare his political interest. He was on the list at number 12. If he's on the list for Labour at number 12, how long was the negotiation going on for? How long was he a member of the Labour Party? How long was he actually campaigning for the Labour Party before he became a member of Parliament, sir? He travelled to India. That member travelled with India with the then Prime Minister, Helen Clark, when he was the Chief Commissioner. Was that a conflict of interest? It's rich coming from a member talking about other people who are not even a candidate in the election yet. Sir, if we are going to make a difference for families who are struggling, we need to be able to invest in the interventions that will actually work. No one in this House wants to waste time researching issues that's going nowhere. No one wants to research issues that may end up becoming absolutely no use to anybody. This bill will streamline the Families Commission's core activities. It will continue to work on issues that are important to families within a leaner, more focused structure. I thought focus was a good word. We are not altering the Commission so that it becomes closer to a government ministry, as some Labour members like to think. The Families Commission is not going to turn into something closer to a government department. It simply means that the way the Families Commission works is going to change. It will remain an autonomous Crown entity. In fact, it extends its powers and functions in order to make it more relevant. It's strange that Labour worries that the changes we produce to the bill will bring the Families Commission closer to a government department, when they would rather dissolve the Families Commission altogether and turn it into a ministry for children. What the changes to this bill will mean is that there will be significant change for the Families Commission in terms of its structural arrangements, work programme, capability and size. The Families Commission will be headed by a single commissioner, down from the original 7. The commissioner will take on a new role, providing for independent monitoring and evaluation and research to measure effectiveness of initiatives across the social sector. The bill requires the Families Commission to develop the annual Families Status Report to see how New Zealand families are getting on, and provides for the appointment of social science expert panel to provide academic peer review and guidance. The panel comprises of a minimum of 4 members with the flexibility to appoint additional members if necessary, as concern was expressed that a panel of 4 may not have the skill across the board, a broad range, and government will be redirecting $4 million over 4 years to fund extra parenting programs and relationship education in schools, secondary schools, sir. The Ministry of Social Development and Families Commission will work together to make sure that their research, in fact, complements each other. The research won't be duplicated, and I know that New Zealand First actually sort of mentioned that they were quite worried about that happening, that they have 2 very different roles, so I believe that there won't be a duplication. Nobody wants duplication. It will be a complete waste of money. The Families Commission is to actively identify and move forward in areas where research will actually assist. An interagency team from the Ministry of Social Development, Social Services Commission and the Families Commission is currently overseeing the changes. It is a significant change for the Families Commission in terms of its structural arrangement, work program, capability requirement and size. The new unit will build a body of evidence which will allow policymakers, NGOs and anyone wanting to invest in social services to make informed decisions about which programs are effective to New Zealand families. And as the Minister actually mentioned, there is actually a longitudinal survey that we have undertaken called Growing Up, looking at 7,000 young children aged between 4 and 5 and tracking them right to the age of 21 will be an amazing research for all of us to take note and understand. So this is a great bill. I commend it to the House.
I call the Honourable Member Sua William Sio Tolofalava